All right, so now we're going to start subtracting our mixed numbers. Now, there's three ways that you can do this. This way that I'm going to show you right here is the MAD way. This is the MAD. Okay. The first thing that I've got to do here is I always need to find our common denominator every time. Anytime you're working with fractions, when you're adding and subtracting fractions, you have to find the common denominator. So I'm going to use my cheat sheet and I'm going to say 1/2 or 1/12, I'm sorry, 1/12 and 5/6. 1/12 and 5/6. So I have to find a common denominator. I come down to the bottom and I'm going to count by sixes until I get something that matches with 12. So we've got 6, 12, stop. So our common denominator is going to have to be 12. Well, 12 times what is 12? Times 1, what you do at the bottom, you got to do at the top, times 1. And then we're subtracting. 6 times what is 12? Times 2 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, so our equivalent fraction for 5/6 is 10/12. Now, this is where we have a problem. 1 minus 10, you can't do that. There's no way for you to do that. Because if you have one cookie, you can't give 10 away. You don't have enough. So I forgot a step. Guess what it was? Lining them up vertically. So I have to come over here and line them up vertically. Minus 3 and 5/6. Oh, line them up, Miss Claire. Get it together, Miss Claire. Okay. So now that we've found equivalent fractions, what can I do over here? I have to change my fractions in my vertical so that they match the equivalent fractions. They have the common denominator. So I'm going to change this 5/6 to 10/12. Okay. Now, in the MAD way, I take these numbers and I have to convert them into an improper fraction. That means that the numerator, the top number, is bigger than the denominator. So when I do this, I have to take these numbers, 13 and 1/12, and I have to multiply m, add, then denominator. A lot of y'all say divide on there because D a lot of times means divide, but it means denominator right here. So on this one, it's pretty tough because I don't have multiplication facts in my brain memorized for 12 times 13. So what can I do? I can come over to the side and do 13 times 12. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. Cross and drop a 0. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. Add 6, 5, 1. So 12 times 13 is 156. So I take 156 and then I add 1 to it. So it's 157 over 12. Okay. So now I take this improper fraction and I just put it over here. 157 over 12. Because all this is still equivalent. It's just improper. It's not the right way to turn in your answer, but we can do it like this if it's easier for us to work with when we're subtracting. Okay, now that we've done MAD on this one, we've got to do the 13 and 1/12. We have to do the MAD on the 3 and 10/12. Okay, so 12 times 3 is 36. Okay, 36 plus 10 is 46. And then our denominator is 12. So we've got 46/12. 46/12. Now that we have common denominators and we have them improper, we can subtract, right? So 7 minus 6, sometimes it's hard for you to picture it with the 12ths under there. So you can rewrite it and make it easier for you to work with if you want to. Some people can just look at this and say, okay, I'm just subtracting these two numbers. So 7 minus 6 is 1. 5 minus 4 is 1. And then you bring down your 1. So we have 111 over 12 because you bring that denominator down. Now we have a problem here. Can I put this into, can I put this in and get it right? No, because this is improper. This is not, it's not the best way to do it, right? So now what I have to do is I have to take this fraction and divide it. Now, we're going to use divide, multiply, and subtract, bring it on down and bring it on back. But with our remainder, it's going to go on top of our fraction. It's going to be our numerator. So let me show you what I'm talking about. We have 111 divided by 12. Okay? Well, how many times can 12 go into 111? 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108. So 108 is as close as we can get without going over. So 12 times 9 is 108. And subtract, borrow, 11 minus 8 is 3. Okay. Do I have anything to bring down? No. So I bring this 3 on back. Okay. So our answer is going to be 9 3/12. Now make sure that you don't mess up here because you can simplify 3/12. So this is another step that you have to make sure that you do is to see if you have to simplify. So I'm going to do my t-charts. I'm going to have a 3 and a 12. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 is a prime number, so that's all that there is. 1 times 12 is 12. 2 and 6, 3 and 4. All those equal 12. And we always have a 1 in common. And then in this case, we have a 3 in common. So our greatest common factor is going to be 3. I take this 3 and I divide it, this fraction, by 3. So 3 divided by 3 and 12 divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So all this is an equivalent fraction. It's just in simplest form for our brain to think about. So our answer that we put into IXL is going to be 9 1/4. Okay, this is the MAD way. All right, good job.